I'm going to introduce a feature of the Gorilla CRM that is so powerful, it alone is worth every penny you have paid for the entire system. This feature, in fact, enables you to perform a level of client relationship management not possible until now. When I say not possible, I don't just mean not possible in Gorilla. I mean not possible anywhere. I'm going to make this presentation in two parts. We'll call this part Basic Client Relationship Management. I will follow with Advanced CRM. I'm going to begin with a review of two of the old, tried and true features of the Gorilla software, notes and actions. A note says what did happen. An action is a task assigned to one or more team members. It says what will happen. Notes and actions are vital CRM tools. We've had them since the beginning. They are also the foundation of our compliance system and have saved countless businesses from bad apple clients. Using these correctly gives you very thorough compliance documentation. The new feature of the system is certainly not intended to replace notes and actions. They take care of what did happen and what will happen, but what about what might happen? And what about the relationship itself? The relationships you have are the foundation of your entire business. That relationship happens or not based in part upon the ability of your team to know what is important, what needs to be done, what has been done, what should not be done. Know your client is a great slogan, but how exactly do you know your client? Well, obviously, you have to gather information about the client's vision, financial status, dreams, obligations, pain, triumphs. You have to record the information, but if you have been putting that kind of information in notes, it can too easily get lost in what will become hundreds of notes for each client, documenting every phone call, meeting, administrative action, and so forth. The foundation, then, for knowing your client is gathering, recording, and being able to access the critical information about the client. What's been missing and what no other CRM has nailed is a control panel or launch pad where the critical data about your clients is easily at hand. And that's what we have introduced with Gorilla 4.0. So where do you go now to manage the information about your relationship? Correct answer, you go to the ScratchPad, a new tab in the info sheet. Let me take you there now. You're looking at the Hawthorne Contact Group. Here's the basic question from Customer Relationship Management 101. If you run into a client at a store or event of some kind, how important is it to instantly recognize them and greet them by name? Correct answer, very important. Let's say you don't see the Hawthornes often. You talk by phone frequently, but they've moved to a farmhouse 50 miles out of town, and you only see them at your annual review. And you've never actually seen either of the kids. Would you instantly recognize Hester? If you run into both of them at Nordstrom's or somewhere, could you engage Nat Jr. in conversation? You can if you have their picture and important information in front of you every time you talk to anyone in the family. Let's go into the ScratchPad where CRM happens. I'll click on the ScratchPad tab. And what you see is what you got. You've got Hester and Thorny, Nat Jr., and Ann Pearl looking right at you. You can have as many pictures as you want. You can make them any size you want. You can even link from a picture to, say, a website. Your CL will learn how to do all that stuff in the tutorials. And obviously, here's a table of the individuals in the contact group. You can see what's important about them. Now, this may not be the way you want to keep important information, and you can put whatever you want here. You can have phone numbers or not, include the kids or not. What you're looking at in the whole ScratchPad here is really a free-form text file with some very interesting capabilities. In my case, I included the information I think is important, but you might want something entirely different. Here's the point. With this information where you can frequently review it, when you run into Hester and her son, you'll be able to say, Hester, how are you? And Nat, how are things in the chess club? Is there anything you can do more important to relationship building than be able to recognize a client and her teenage son? Correct answer, not much. How much could that picture be worth? Referral or two. Let's follow this a little deeper. Thorny is a best-selling writer. Hester also runs a B&B. Now, she was doing that to help support Thorny before he made it big with his first novel, The Scarlet Letter. Don't you want to know what's going on with their businesses? Let me show you how this works. Now, right here in this table here, where it says web addresses, is where you can put as many different web addresses as you want. Let's take a look at Thorny's bio in Wikipedia. Right-click, follow hyperlink, and here it comes. I've always wondered about that picture of him there. He must have posed for it at one of these old-timey things. But anyway, there's his bio. Okay, we'll close that. And we've got Hester's B&B right here. Right-click, follow hyperlink, and here you have a picture of the lovely Kelty estate. Ah, wait a minute. That's actually the property my wife and I own up in Oregon. Great place for a vacation. I've got 21 wineries within 5 miles. Need a break? Go there sometime. Close this. Now, pose another question. What about documents that you might need to frequently access? Let's say their investment policy statement, last updated August 30th, 2007. Right-click, follow hyperlink, choose Open, and here is the investment policy statement. We've got introduction, investment objectives, time horizon, risk tolerance, asset allocation, blah, blah, blah. Everything that you need. One more thing. Let's take a look at what's coming up. Here you see you've got a place for next review. Don't you wonder as you go through the year where you're going to put the stuff that you need to talk about? In a previous edition of the Builder Marketing System, I one time proposed you create what I called a 100-year record. It was a record set for 100 years out. It would always be on top of your text file. That's politely called a hack. So here we have a place for next review, future event, recent event. Folks, it doesn't get a whole lot better. Now, if you want to find anything in here, a quick Control F brings up your find box, type it in. How much will this hold? About 45 single-space pages. Now, in the unlikely event that you do run out of space, you grab a bunch of this stuff, copy it, paste it into a Microsoft Word document, go back up here to your files and documents and link it right there, and you have everything that you had before, except it's an additional one mouse click away. All right, we've got to go on back to part 2 of this documentation on CRM. I'm going to explain what you got a glimpse of below. Very important. Let's do it.